In the heart of Umachukwu village, where the rolling hills touched the skies and the air was filled with the scent of fertile earth, Elder Okeke, a man of immense wisdom and wealth, sought someone to entrust with his legacy. He was old and wished to travel to far-off lands, leaving his many farms, livestock, and businesses in the hands of someone worthy. Elder Okeke was known for his unconventional methods. He believed that actions, especially in the smallest matters, revealed the true heart of a person. One cool Hamitan morning, he gathered the village youths in his compound and announced, "I am looking for one among you to manage my estate. But first, I will test your faithfulness." Among the crowd stood Ozioma, a quiet girl whose reputation for honesty preceded her. Next to her was Gladys, a vibrant and ambitious young woman known for her charm and persuasive tongue. Elder Okeke handed each of them a clay pot and 10 precious grains of maize. He said, "Take these seeds and plant them in your compound. Care for them as you would care for my land. In 2 months, I will return to see what you have done." Ozioma took her pot home, filled it with rich soil, and planted the seeds carefully. Every morning, she watered them and placed the pot where the sun shone brightest. When the leaves began to sprout, she nurtured them tenderly, pruning away the weak stalks and ensuring the soil remained fertile. Each day, she whispered a prayer asking for wisdom and strength to honor the elders' trust. Gladys, on the other hand, looked at the seeds and laughed. 10 grains of maize in a clay pot, she scoffed. What a waste of time. She placed the pot in a corner of her compound and forgot about it. Weeks later, when she saw that only a few seeds had sprouted and the plants were weak, she had an idea. She went to the market, bought a dozen healthy maize plants, and transplanted them into the pot. "This is what Elder Okeke wants to see," she thought, proud of her cleverness. 2 months passed quickly, and the day of reckoning arrived. Elder Okeke visited Ozioma's home first. Her pot stood on a wooden stool in the center of her compound, brimming with healthy maize plants. Elder Okeke examined it carefully and nodded approvingly. He asked Ozioma, "Did you face any challenges?" She replied honestly, "Some days, the sun was too harsh, and the soil dried quickly. I also had to fend off pests, but I tried my best to care for the seeds as you instructed." Elder Okeke smiled but said nothing. When he arrived at Gladys's compound, she greeted him with a wide grin and proudly presented her pot. The maize plants looked tall and strong, their leaves glistening as though they had been freshly washed. Elder Okeke bent down to inspect the plants. He ran his fingers through the soil and frowned slightly but said nothing. Gladys, noticing his expression, quickly said, "I used a special fertilizer and water from the stream. That's why they grew so well." The next day, Elder Okeke called the villagers to his compound to announce his decision. The people gathered, eager to hear who would be chosen. Standing before them, Elder Okeke held both clay pots in his hands. "Yesterday, I visited Ozioma and Gladys to see what they had done with the seeds I gave them. Both presented me with impressive results. But there is a truth that cannot be hidden. The seeds I gave were specially treated and could not grow beyond a few inches without special care. What you see in Gladys's pot are not the seeds I gave her. She tried to deceive me by planting others." The crowd gasped. Gladys's face turned pale as Elder Okeke continued. "Ozioma, on the other hand, faithfully nurtured the seeds I gave her. Though the plants did not grow tall, her care and honesty have shown me that she is worthy of my trust." Elder Okeke then handed Ozioma the keys to his estate and declared her the steward of his lands and businesses. The crowd cheered, and Ozioma bowed humbly, thanking the elder for his trust. Gladys, humiliated and shunned, left the gathering in shame. Over time, she realized that her clever schemes had cost her not only a great opportunity but also the respect of her community. She lived a quiet life thereafter, avoiding the limelight she once craved. The story of Ozioma and Gladys became a lesson for the people of Umachukwu. They learned that faithfulness in the smallest matters reveals the true character of a person, and that shortcuts and deceit may bring temporary success but lead to lasting disgrace. From then on, the saying, "Integrity shines brighter than the tallest maize plant," echoed through the village. Moral of the story. This story teaches us that true greatness lies in our ability to handle small responsibilities with care and integrity. Faithfulness in little things reflects the strength of character needed to handle greater challenges. Deception and shortcuts may seem like the easier path, but they eventually lead to downfall.